yesterday, not going live. Definitely was tired, so today we're gonna double up. I'm gonna go live twice, 2 times today. So I'm gonna go ahead and go live right now, and I don't have that much time because I do have another haircut appointment at 10 o'clock, and I have to do some other things before my haircut appointment. So we're going to be talking about today. Do you think people can really change? All right. Do you think people can really change? And like I always say, there's no right or wrong answers. You can always leave your comments below. We live chatting, we live talking. Now, my personal opinion, I'm gonna give you my personal opinion. I believe people can change, but they have to want to change, right? And does it happen? Rarely. Rarely. People rarely change their ways, especially once they become a certain age. That's why it's very important whenever you're a parent, whenever you're young, that you develop positive habits, positive routines, because once you get a certain age, it's pretty much a wrap. You just find ways of getting what you want. 99% of the 99% of the time, you find ways of getting what you want. So the reason why I say people can change, but they have to want to change, is because I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. Now, this process doesn't come easy, of course, with the help of God, with the help of a positive environment, a positive support system, and a supportive support system. These changes definitely can occur, but you have to want to change. I tell this to people all the time. Never give up on a person. You know, never give up on a person. Sometimes it's important to give people space because some people need to be loved and cared for from a distance. Because if you're just overpowering, not overpowering them, but if you're just smothering a person all the time with complaints and just just straight complaints and complications, nothing good is going to come out of that situation. But I definitely believe people can change. I definitely believe that they can change. But like I said before, it's rare. It's rare. But they have to want to change. People have to want to change. And I like to, try to make this story relatable because it just happened. So I'll tell you a story about myself. So last year I just stopped smoking marijuana, but previous to me smoking marijuana, I was smoking marijuana for over 16 years, guys. All right. And it took me a while to change my ways, but I wanted to change and I started doing it last year. And it's been a whole year and it's about to be coming up on 2 years pretty soon because we have 4 more months before the end of the year is over with. Slick Rick, some people ain't meant to share your life, bro, whether it be family or friends. Okay. That's a good that's a good point to make. That's a really good. I smoke like a chimney. Okay, cool, cool. So let me get back to what I'm saying about the changing part because I believe that people can change. And for 16 years, I made smoke and people who smoke, I made that a part of my life. But I got tired of that and I want to change for myself. I want to change for myself. Now, I'm just telling you this story because not to try to convince you to stop smoking, but I'm telling you the story. I'm telling people the story because I want you to realize how powerful change can be and how change can affect your life in a positive type of way. So last year, I stopped smoking around June 28th. Yeah, June 28th last year, 2024. And I was asking God, I was like, God, just take the taste of, the smoke out of my mouth. And I've done it before. I've done it before with blacks. I've done it before with cigs. So I knew it was going to work, but I was really kind of scared. Oh, go ahead, bro. I'm listening. Cool. So I've asked God to take the taste of smoke away from my mouth plenty of times, and it worked. I was just scared this time because I really didn't want to stop smoking weed because I just enjoyed the whole entire festivities of it, you know? So I just knew it was time for me to stop. You know, my son, he's getting older. He's noticing routines, he's noticing patterns. And I was like, yeah, I need to stop this because this is a bad habit and it's not going to be beneficial later on. So I asked God to take the taste away from my mouth. And the very next day, right? The very next day, very next night, guess what I do? I smoke some weed. I smoke some weed. I had the worst headache ever. I mean, literally, I'm at the house and I mean, in the bed, I couldn't stand lights being on. It's summertime, so I couldn't stand the lights being on, and it was just like literally hurting my eyes. So I closed all the blinds in the house. I was in my room. I didn't want to hear no music, no sounds. I didn't want to hear no lights. I mean, literally, I the worst headache ever. It had to be a migraine. I went to the store, got some migraine medicine, and that didn't help either. All right, so it finally went away. The next day, I come back home. Guess what I did? I did the same exact thing. This headache was worse than the previous one. Now, mind you, I asked God to take the taste away of smoke out my mouth. No more, right? It just started to intensify more and more. And before anybody say, well, maybe you were just smoking some bad weed and everything. Nah, I was smoking some good weed, and then it wasn't laced, nothing like that. That's why I tell people all the time, be careful what you ask for. So I said again, Lord, I promise you, I won't do it again. I broke my promise again. The next day I did it again, 3 days in a row. That was it though. This was the worst headache of all 3 days. Literally, my eyes was watering. Even when my eyes were watering, it was like the tears made my headache even worse. All right, I had the Advil, not the Advil, but the Aleve. I think it was Aleve or something like that, and it was extra strength, and it wasn't helping at all. So after that, I was like, all right, I'm not smoking no weed no more. The next day on Thursday, I was like, well, nah, I'm not smoking no weed because I remember how that is. I went to the store, I got me a black, and I got me a beer. I couldn't even do that either, guys. I drank the beer, I smoked the black amount, headache again. So right then and there, it was like my sign. I was like, I don't smoke no more. That was my last time smoking, you know. But I really wanted it. I wanted it first because I was speaking it. I was like, Lord, take the taste of smoke out my mouth, of marijuana out my mouth. God, take the taste of marijuana out my mouth. I don't want to smoke weed anymore. And I was sincere when I asked God to take the taste out, but I still reneged on it, and I suffered from that, you know, because deep down I really wanted it. All right, so there might be people on live right now. You might believe in God, you might not believe in God, but if you really believe in changing and you really want to change, be careful what you ask for because it will come into fruition, positive and negative, you know? So that's just one example. I have so many different examples of change because people can change, you know? People definitely can change, but you have to deeply and sincerely want to change. Some people just want to say that they change just to say it, and there's people who actually want to change because they're tired of their current situation. Me personally, I was tired of my current situation. I got tired of the way I was looking. I was looking dehydrated. My skin was looking, well, it wasn't looking bad, but it was definitely darker. My lips were like black as a mug. It was like literally black, black. And my teeth was yellow. I wasn't looking the best that I could be looking, guys. And I've always been clean, clean cut. And I'm not talking about as far as haircut, but just clean cut, period. And I found myself just being more Like, I don't care. I don't care how this look. I don't care how that look. So I said, look, I want to stop. And that's what I did. It took me a little bit, but here we are over a year later, and I haven't even touched any type of smoke, at all. Um, Here's another example too. So earlier this year, because I've been growing my own, well, my fruits, growing watermelons, and hopefully my watermelons still sprout. I know it's getting cold, but the vine is starting to grow even more now. I had some I had some marijuana seeds, so I said to myself, well, it's already been a year. At the end of the year, I'm just going to treat myself, smoke some weed and everything. So I was going to germinate my own seeds, and I have a whole bunch of them, but they're old. Like when I tell you they're old seeds, they're seeds from years and years and years ago, for over 10 years ago, right? So I tried to germinate them. I literally 3 weeks in a row just tried to germinate them, especially when summer started. And when I tell you none of the seeds germinated, none of the seeds germinated. That was a sign, and I was gonna do that, but that was a sign. It was a sign like, nah, bro, you don't need to do any of that. You don't need to do any of that. So anything that's discerning smoke and everything, like that's gone. That's gone off my plate. Even though sometimes I still think about it, I still want to, but I don't ever go into action and do it. I pass by the Arab stores. I pass by smoke shops. I don't ever go in. None of that stuff. Like, and I feel good every time I do that. I'm getting there, brother. I strive to better myself spiritually every day and grow my relationship with the Lord. None of them. Crazy. Yeah, none of them. Yeah. And salute to Slick Ricks. Yeah. Um, yeah, none of them germinated. So I was like, all right, cool. And I could always go online and order some seeds, but I was like, it's not even that serious. It's not even that serious. Summertime is pretty much over with. I'm pretty much done with that. And I'm taking pride. I'm taking pride in just being clean. I have plenty of time whenever I get older if I feel like I want to, you know, do that. But right now, I'm just taking pride in being clean, having a sharp mind, and focusing on things that matter the most, you know? And that's my son, my family, my business, all that good stuff like that. That's what matters the most. And just setting a positive example and helping other people. That's like my main goal is helping other people because I know how it feels. I know how it feels to have those cravings. Those cravings are crazy, man. And people say weed is not that bad. It doesn't make you no, it does though, guys. It does. It does. If you don't, weed will definitely have you having an attitude. It will make you meaner, you know, when you don't have that. It's definitely it's a substance, guys. It's definitely a substance. It might be it might be natural, but yeah, you don't need it though. Honestly, I thought when I was, when I started smoking weed, like I thought I needed the weed to create music. I thought I needed weed just to have a good time. But before I started smoking, I was never using no weed. I don't smoke weed. I have a naturally sharp, clean mind, and I was enjoying myself, you know? So now I'm back to that mode. Like I just naturally enjoy myself whenever I do have some free time. I purposely, I'm always busy. I have a busy schedule right now, purposely because I see more for myself. So I make sure that I'm on live. I make sure that I do my content every single day because I don't want to skip days. I don't want to miss days. And if I do, I double up the next day just because. But yeah, like I feel so much better now, so more clean, much cleaner, sharper. I have way more money now because let's be honest, guys, smoking is so expensive and you'll smoke away your money. You'll burn your money away. Literally burn your money away. So if you enjoy like making money and saving money, don't even start with the smoke. Okay, I just let people know that up front. I left alcohol behind. Weed is next. I'm loving the clarity I feel. I've even started dreaming again. Great, 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 great. That's it, bro. Keeping it in myself. Yeah, you're right. Burning money away with nothing to show for it. You're right. Yeah, nothing to show for it but memories and pictures, right? But nothing physical, no assets, nothing tangible that you can touch, you know? So, yeah. And like, even if you the plug, even if you selling, it doesn't matter. You still losing some type of money. You're losing some type of money unless you just don't, unless you one of those people that doesn't smoke or anything. I sold weed. I've done all that stuff, but I was smoking weed as well, and everything was doing pretty good until depression sets in, and then before you know it, you smoking your own pack out. You smoking your own pack, and now, the situation's done turned. Now you done became the fiend instead of the person that's helping the fiends, right? I was tickling my little brother's feet yesterday, and my mom told me to stop. Wait, you born? Okay. So you being funny today? Okay. Everybody, let's give Coke, Coke and products. Let's give them a round of applause for making everybody laugh today. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about, can people change? Can people really change? And like I said, I really believe that people can change, but you gotta want it. Okay? You gotta want it. You have to want it deep down inside, and you just gotta do it. So I have a workout channel, Train Me Feel, and I literally just hit 1,000 subscribers 2 days ago, right? And it took me like 3 months to do that. This is the fastest YouTube, one of the fastest YouTube channels I've ever created, you know. But that's not, me getting 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate people subscribing, but that's not the goal. The goal is to make sure that my channel is monetized, all right? Because I want to do more. I want to do more traveling. I want to do more content for the people who is subscribed to me, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing with this channel and the rest of my other channels as well. Just being consistent with it, being committed to the channels, and just giving people an overall great experience. He told me his uncle, oh, your hairline for her must be okay, bro. He wildin'. All right, my boy. So it's cool. I gave you a little chance, man, but I gotta block you. All right. So, um, yeah, people definitely can change, but you gotta want it. All right, and it comes within. So the more you want it, right, the more you want to change, the better. All right, the more you change, the better. Not the more you change, but well, yeah, the more you change, the better. But the more you won't change, the better, because you're gonna start speaking it into existence. You're gonna start believing it. Okay, and the more you start believing it, you will start acting. You will start acting the way you're supposed to, as far as taking those measures to make sure that you accomplish change in the way that you see yourself changing. Okay? There's so many different examples of people who won't change. There's so many examples of people who have changed. But just like you change your ways, it's so very, very easy to go back to your old ways. So that's the real test, right? Once you change, can you remain on that path? Or can you get pulled off track? All right? Can you get pulled off track again? So I tell people all the time, right? And it do not happen overnight. You have to put the work in. You're right, though, Slick. You got to put the work in. You got to put the work in every single day. Every single day, you got to put the work in, and you can't look back. There's nothing wrong with reminiscing, but it's like looking back and waiting for somebody. Like, nah, it's not gonna happen like that. Whatever you did back then, you just let it stay there, and you continue the good work until you get the goals and reach the goals that you have set for yourself. But I definitely believe people can change, but they gotta want it. You have to want it. And then some people they'll never change, you know? Some people will never change and they'll just stay the same. And what happens is they grow older and they just find ways of getting over on other people so they can get their way. All right. Some people just want to stay complacent and they will do whatever they have to do so they can get their way. They'll stay complacent, they'll stay manipulative, and they just overall overall they become great manipulators. So no matter what, no matter where they are, they just get their way. But if you want change, it starts within, you know. It's really easy to have a bad day and just to run to our old habits. We must be disciplined in our minds and our faith. Definitely right. You gotta be disciplined. So it's like the older you get, that's the battle that you fight daily. You. You fight you. Your mindset, right? Your thoughts. The older you get, that's what you battle the most. Like today, right? I have to do 3 workouts today. I missed a workout yesterday. Now my main workout, of course, I went ahead and did it. But my other workouts, like my 500s, and I ain't gonna say I forgot because I didn't forget, but I didn't do it. I went to sleep last night, and like my eyes were burning and everything. And no matter what, um, I tell people this all the time. It don't matter if your eyes burning. Still, go ahead and get it done because this is uh this is something that's gonna help you out in the long run. And I've done it before, but literally yesterday, I got taken down. Literally, I didn't even hear my alarm or anything. I woke up at 12. I looked at the time. I went right back to sleep, guys. You know? So today, I'm going to be tripling up on my workouts, doubling up on one workout, which is the 500. So that's going to be 1,000. It's going to be like 1,400 reps altogether. And yeah, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to do it. And that's just what it's going to be. You know? It's definitely tough. It's tough. Every day, I tell people this is a battle within yourself, but you can definitely do it. It's just it's hard. Every day it intensifies. I tell people this all the time. Every day you wake up in the morning, your schedule intensifies. Whatever you have planned, it intensifies. So you have to have the right mindset, a positive mindset to accomplish all these goals that you have. Right? You don't fight the flesh. Well said, my boy. But look, guys, I cannot. Well, I ain't gonna say I cannot, but it's time for me to get off. Slick, I appreciate you coming into the live, participating, engaging. I'm working on this gospel album right now. It's a gospel rap album right now, and this is the. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is the most time-consuming album that I've ever worked on in my life. And I really strongly believe this album, I'm going to be either traveling and performing at coliseums, mega churches, little stuff like that, because this album is meant to touch the masses as you go on your walk with the Lord. Appreciate it. This album is meant to touch the masses, and it's a gospel album, it's a gospel rap album that's never stay strong. You too, bro. This gospel album, you've never heard a gospel album like this. It's it's a gangster gospel album, and we sliding on the devil, we sliding on Satan, we killing all bad vibes, and it's definitely relatable to the people who's been through the struggle, who's still in the struggle. So it doesn't matter. You can be saved or you don't have to be saved. This is a album that you will want to listen to and that you will play probably on a daily basis, you know. And I made it for people who's had a upbringing similar to mine, you know. And even the people who haven't had an upbringing similar to mine, but people who's had an upbringing similar to mine will definitely gravitate towards this album more than a person that hasn't had an upbringing similar to mine, you know? I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody commenting. I would like to hear it. Okay, cool. I'm releasing it soon, so basically the release date is going to be October 31st this year. I'm gonna release a snippet album before the end of this week. So just to basically promote. So I'll be doing a snippet. The snippet album, which is only gonna have the songs on there, right? And I'm not even gonna put all the songs on there. Well, I don't know. I might end up putting all the songs on there. But it's gonna be a snippet album. So I probably just put the EP out. And I might have I said I was gonna put all the songs on there, but I probably won't. I'm probably just gonna put a couple of them on there. And it's only gonna be like 30-second songs of all of them because I'm just giving people just a taste so they can get ready for October 31st. And since you said you like to hear it, I will definitely keep you in mind so you'll have the link so you can be ready to play it. All right. I appreciate that. Appreciate your support. But yeah, you definitely gonna enjoy it. It's an album that a lot of people will definitely be playing for a while. Okay, it's not your normal gospel rap album, rap gospel album at all. I'm not using no profanity or anything in there. I am saying the word nigga, but I'm not using the word. No profanity will be in this album. Some of the skips might have some, but I'm gonna blank those words out as well. But this is an album that people will definitely appreciate and be playing every day. Okay. But enough with me talking about that. People can change. People will change if they want it. They gotta want it deep, deep down within themselves. Okay. It's Philip Randolph, and we was talking about today. Can people really change? And like I said before, I think people can really change, but they have to really want it. They have to want it within themselves. Okay. Until the next time, make sure you like, share, subscribe so you can stay notified. And to the next episode, to the next live broadcast later on today, I'm out.